Hello dear students, welcome to a new geometry lesson. Today we'll be having a general exercise on the distance and the midpoint. In question 1, the question wants us to find the distance between the 2 points 2, 2 and -1 and 6. How to find the distance? Yes, we use the distance formula. So here the distance is square root of 2 minus -1 all squared plus 2 minus 6 all squared. If you do your calculations, the answer is 5, which is choice B. In question 2, if A, that has coordinates 0 and 0, B, that has coordinates 2 and 3, are 2 points in a Cartesian coordinate plane, then AB equals what? Here it's the same thing. The question wants us to find the distance between points A and B. So AB equals square root of 0, 2 squared plus 0, 3 squared, which is square root of 13. And also in this question, you don't have to use the distance formula, as one of the points is the origin point, the 0 and 0. So easily you can see that the distance is square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared, which will give you the same answer, which is root 13. So in question 2, the right answer is choice D. Question 3, the distance between the point 2 and -3 and the y-axis is how many length units? As we know that the distance between the point and the y-axis is the absolute value of x, so it is 2. So in number 3, the correct answer is choice A. In number 4, the distance between the point and the x-axis is how many length units? We know that the distance between the point and the x-axis is absolute value of the y value. So here is absolute value of -5, that is 5. I'm reminding you here that the distance between any 2 points cannot be a negative length. So remember this, because this is a very important point. So in number 4, the right answer is choice C. In question 5, that we already solved before, the distance between the point and the y-axis is the absolute value of x, which is 2. Question 6, a circle, its center is the origin, that is point 0, 0, and its radius length is 2 length units. Which of the following points belong to the circle? So you need to go and check which one of the following points that it's square root of the x squared plus the y squared is equal to 2. If you do your calculations, you will see that in choice C, square root of x squared plus y squared, it's equal to 2. So in this case, the right choice here is choice C. Question 7, if A and B have the given coordinates, then the midpoint of AB is what? To find the midpoint, we get the x's plus each other over 2. So it's 1 plus 3 over 2, and the y's plus each other over 2. Then the midpoint in this case is 2 and -1. So the right answer here is the one right above it, which is choice C. Question 8, if A and B have the given coordinates, then the coordinate of the midpoint of AB is what? We're going to do it with the same way. that AB, the midpoint, has coordinate of the x's plus each other over 2 and the y's plus each other over 2. If you do your calculations, then the right choice will be choice C. In example 2, the question says A has coordinates x and 3, where B that has coordinates 3 and 2 and C that has coordinates 5 and 1. And the question is telling you that AB is equal to BC. So we want to find the value of x. So BC will get its length by square root of 3 minus 5 all squared plus 2 minus 1 all squared. It will be equal to square root of 5. With the same way, we're going to find AB. So AB equals square root of x minus 3 all squared plus 3 minus 2 all squared, which is equal to the same thing, square root of 5, as the question told us that AB is equal to BC. Then x minus 3 all squared plus 3 minus 2 all squared is equal to 5. So x minus 3 squared is equal to 4. Then x minus 3 is equal to positive or negative square root of 4, that is positive or negative 2. So here x minus 3 equals positive 2, or x minus 3 equals negative 2. Then x equals 5 or x equals 1. Example 3. Find the value of each of x and y if point 3 and negative 2 is the midpoint of the line segment drawn between the 2 points x and 2 and 3 and y. As long as 3 and negative 2 is the midpoint, so the x-coordinate of the midpoint, which is 3, came from x plus 3 over 2, and the y-coordinate of the midpoint, that is the negative 2, came from the y's plus each other over 2. Then x plus 3 is equal to 6. That gives us x equals 3, and 2 plus y equals negative 4. Then y equals negative 6. In this question, ABCD is a square whose vertices are A, B, C, and D, where D is an unknown. Find the coordinates of point D. So you have the option to go and plot the points on the graph. Here is point A, B, and C. And now you're going to calculate trying to find point D. So for sure, in a square, you know that the two diagonals bisect each other and they meet in the midpoint of each of them. So the midpoint of AC is the same as the midpoint of BD. And here we're going to write this, that the midpoint of AC is the same as the midpoint of BD. Then the midpoint of AC is 0 plus 0 over 2 and 5 plus negative 1 over 2. Then the midpoint of AC is 0 and 2. It's equal to the midpoint of BD, that here is 3 plus x over 2 and 2 plus y over 2. Then the 0 is equal to the 3 plus x over 2, and the 2 is equal to the 2 plus y over 2. So 3 plus x equals 0, then x equals negative 3, where 2 plus y equals 4, then y equals 2. Then the coordinates of point D is negative 3 and 2. And here where we plot it on the graph, so you can see that ABCD is a square. Exercise number 5. The question says, prove that the points A, B, and C are the vertices of an isosceles triangle of vertex A. And then find the length of the drawn line segment from A perpendicular to BC. Let's now go and try to solve the first part of the question. The first part wants us to prove that this is an isosceles triangle and its vertex is A. Isosceles triangle that has vertex A, meaning that AB is equal to AC. Let's now go and find the length of AB first. So AB equals square root of negative 3 minus 3 all squared plus 0 minus 4 all squared. So the length of AB is 2 square root of 13. We go now and find the length of BC. You will see that BC, its length is square root of 3 minus 1 squared plus 4 minus negative 6 squared. It's also equal to 2 square root of 13. Since AB is equal to BC, then triangle ABC is isosceles with vertex A. Now, the second part of the question wants us to find the length of the drawn line segment from A perpendicular to BC. We know that as long as triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle, then the perpendicular line that comes from the vertex bisects the opposite side. So they meet at the midpoint of BC. Let's now find the midpoint of BC. The midpoint of BC is 3 plus 1 over 2 and 4 plus negative 6 over 2. So the midpoint has coordinates 2 and negative 1. To find the length of the segment from A to the midpoint, then let's call this midpoint M. Then the length of AM equals square root of negative 3 minus 2 all squared plus 0 minus negative 1 all squared. Then the length of AM is square root of 26 unit length. By now, we came to the end of our session today. Thank you very much, dear students, and wishing you best of luck.